Now that we're familiar with the core features of the Epic launcher, we can begin looking at creating our first project. As with many things inside of the Unreal Engine ecosystem, there are a couple of ways that we can do this. So just to very quickly make note, at the top right-hand side of the screen here, again, just to recap, in the library section, specifically with the Unreal Engine selected here, the top right-hand side of the screen here holds our launch button. This will launch a version of the Unreal Engine in the default engine install that you've selected here. So we can drop this down and we can change this here. We can tell which version. If you have multiple versions, as you can see just here in the engine version section, the one with the yellow outline is the one that you have selected or that is defaulted to be your default engine version. So where possible, it will try to use this for any new projects that you create, regardless of where you create them from. So we can launch through the top right hand side, or we can launch through the engine version that you want to use here. I'll be using the most up-to-date stable version, which would be 5.3 at the moment. And just to mention that if you wanted to change your default, we can drop down here, we can set this to current, and now 5.21, you'll see is now the default engine version here. I'm just going to set that back to 5.3, and I'll just choose to launch this through here. After a moment of processing, this will open a new window here. So this is our Unreal project browser by default. I've just needed to make the same change again. I'm filtering to a project that I know that I can safely show off here. If you have more projects already created, or in the future when you've created a few projects, they will all be outlined here in a similar way that they were outlined in the Epic launcher. To be honest, I'm not too sure. Well, we have two different places to take a look at our projects, but if you wanted to load one, you can do it from here as well. Generally though, the workflow will be that you manage your projects and open them through the Epic launcher, and this will just be a place that will actually use the other options just down here to the left-hand side to create our new projects that we want. Instead, what we want to use is on the left-hand side here, we have a bunch of different categories holding different templates that we can use to have a starting point for any of our new projects. As I briefly mentioned in a previous topic, with the Unreal Engine branching out to cover many more different industries now, from games to film, TV, architecture, automotive, and simulation, different templates are being made for all of these different types of projects. So just to provide a very quick overview, as an example, if we go to games, the classic version of what the Unreal Engine would have been used for, we have different templates that we can start with, such as a first-person template, third-person, top-down, and so on. These will come with the assets, some basic code, effects, sounds, and things that will be relevant to these projects just to get you started. You can also start from a completely blank project if you already know what you're going to be aiming for, and you don't need to use any of these. In a similar way, for virtual production, for an example, we have a virtual production template, as well as something showing off how to use end display and things like that. For architecture, we have some ArcViz templates, similar again from automotive, showing how to use the new kind of fancy material layering that you can get for different types of reflection and car properties for the materials provided now. And then again, for simulation, we have things here for virtual reality, handheld, the whole kind of XR situation going on. For this example, I'm going to go to game just because it has a nice blank project that I'll be using. Generally, what I'll do is I will create most of my projects from a blank template, simply because once we have that, if we wanted something like a third-person template pack to be brought in later, we can very easily add this as and when that need arises. Starting with a blank project gives you a completely blank slate, and you're in full control over the type of assets and the amount of data that your project is holding, just to stop your projects from getting bloated and having things in them that we may never use. So I'd recommend starting with a blank project now. I will show you later how to bring different templates into the project anyway. With that selected, on the right hand side, we have a couple of options here. We'll keep this to Blueprint for the moment. If you wanted to get more into the C++ side of things, you can have a look at the C++ templates as well. They have the same templates here. It's just the way that the character, for example, in the third person project will be structured will be through the C++ code rather than the Blueprint code. So you can make that change now. Working with C++ will require a bunch of extra setup for things like Visual Studio and other types of SDKs that you'll need to get ready. So that may be something that you want to hold off from just for the time being. So I'm going to stick with Blueprint. We'll make this a blank project again. And then a couple of other options we have on the right-hand side. We have our target platform. We can leave this as desktop. If, for example, you want to be deploying to the mobile platforms, we can set this to mobile. It will just make some changes to the default rendering pipeline to make sure that everything is optimized to be a mobile project out of the box. But we can stick to keeping the higher quality settings here with desktop. And then in a similar way, we have our quality presets, and we can make this scalable, which will lower everything to a much more manageable quality preference. So if you're targeting a less powerful piece of hardware, or if you're working on some older or less powerful hardware, then you may want to make this scalable. If you have a newer system, we can leave this at maximum. We just get slightly higher rendering settings, shadows, and so on. Then we have two options below that. We have the starter content, which I will leave unticked for now. As I mentioned, this has some fairly dated assets and using systems that aren't really covered anymore. So often not the kind of best packs to be working with, but we can easily add this later if needed. And then ray tracing, which is just the lighting option. We can tick this on in the project if we wanted, but we'll be looking at things like lumen and nanite instead. So we probably won't need the ray tracing to be enabled. The last two things before going, we just want to make sure that we have this in a location on your system which is going to be accessible and that you remember. So for myself, this is going to be in my projects /Unreal, and that will be perfectly fine. And then we want to give the project a name. So by default, this starts as my project 2. I'm just going to change this to be named Bootcamp. And with that done, we can hit create. And this may take a few moments, but this will begin creating your project, setting up any shaders and materials that are needed, and automatically launching the Unreal Editor for you. Okay, so that almost loaded immediately for me. Depending on the engine version that you're working with, that may take more or less time, just because as of 5.3, Epic have included a kind of build what you use system. So it knows that when we launch the editor initially, it only really needs to account for the shaders, the visual information related to this terrain piece here. So it built a few shaders and then loaded. In some of the older versions, unfortunately, it would pre-compile pretty much all of the shaders that it knew the project would hold, even if you're not opening it straight away, which does mean you may be stuck with a window showing you that you've got a few thousand shaders ready to build. You only need to do that usually once the first time you open it, and then in the future, any time that you make any big changes to the project, you may need to do it again. But the good thing is that once you have that project made initially, you won't have to keep waiting every time you want to reopen the project. Just to say that could take a little while. You're not frozen if that is taking a while to get that first project open. But once you have that done and you're greeted with something similar to this, that is the first step done. You've now potentially made your first project inside of the Unreal Engine.